It's almost been a year since Dokkan announced its global sync would be happening with JP. This means the versions will be running on parallel time schedules. That creates a lot of excitement for people who were a little put off by the 6-month gap between content releases, and I'm going to get you prepped for everything you need to know if you're a Dragon Ball fan, whether you're returning, new, etc. Let's get into it. The first thing that'll be keeping you occupied in Dokkan is this greatest work quest line. There's 5 whole pages, 3 rows of 3 sets. Do all the quests, and eventually you'll be rewarded with the ability to legendary awaken this Goku from the Saiyan Saga. This Goku is special because, as shown here, he has a leader type that hits all units, which is important when you're first starting an account and don't have room to build hyper-specific teams. Rolling along with the crash course, and what you'll soon learn with the Goku that you've now leveled up is that you need to bring its super attack level to 20 out of 20. It is an LR and thus able to go up to 20, 25 if it is easy A. To do that, you're going to need to use a matching Grand Kai or a matching Elder Kai. These can be used to 19 on LRs, and these can be used to 19 on LRs. As well, you'll have these Dozing Kais, which have a % chance to increase. A 30% chance. I could pump as many of these as I want, and I could just not get it. Once you familiarize yourself with the leveling system, you'll be able to plot on over to this hidden potential system. This is the main use of dupes in Dokkan. If you ever pull a dupe, this is where it goes. The bottom right quadrant is the single most important dupe side. You'll be typically spending any dupes you get here first. So spend 1 to unlock the tree, which will allow you to activate the nodes that exist on this tree. Secondarily, you'll be using the top left. The top left has the access to these 3 stars. Again, the most possible value for your dupes being the bottom right and top left. Once you start cracking through some of these, you'll start to see that you can rainbow units. Rainbowing a unit is using full dupes to unlock every single node on the tree. This will typically happen if you're a free-to-play player with free-to-play units, things that are farmable, dupes, etc. Once you do that, you'll be able to unlock every single node, including +3 combo attack per node given. So these right here. I believe combo attack and crit both add at a 2x multiplier. So 6 combo attack here is actually 12, 5 is 10, but the dodge specifically is flat. So this is a 15% chance to dodge no matter what I do about that. Dodge is arguably the strongest of the choices you can make, but rarely is the case that some characters will purely not want any dodge at all. I would still recommend characters be able to do any of these at any given time, even if it's just 3%. So when it comes to getting units to not only raise their attack level, which you can do with dupes of a character, specifically farmable characters, you might also think, hey, I want to get some of these free-to-play characters rainbowed. Just keep in mind that if you're going to rainbow free-to-play characters, that the magic number is 14 and 24. You need 1 copy of the unit that is simply a copy you will keep, so you lock that copy. You need 9 to raise its super attack to 10, and you need the additional 4 to unlock each path of the hidden potential system. 14, 24. Keep that in mind. Dokkan has a few varied types of gacha that are interesting, so let's talk about them. Dokkan Fest exclusives will typically be listed in recommended. These are the current big pulls that can be made, and though there are times where there's such a down period where garbage is listed in the recommended, typically whatever's listed here is the newest premium unit. This Dragonstone tab lists functionally everything else: reruns, easy A's, and other type of category summons. This is almost never worth it if you are a free-to-play, low-spending player. I would go as far as to say that this is never worth it, period. These 2 units are considered 2 of the best in the game, at least top 10, certainly among LRs, but to pull on this banner, you would basically need to only hit them to make it useful. These other units simply aren't valuable, as well as whatever fills the banner itself. Tickets are completely premium outside of a few free-to-play examples. Typically during big celebrations, we'll get tickets that are given to us, and these will be events that you really can't miss. I would suggest that you always do your tickets to collect the most possible number of units that might be good now or might be good in the future. Ultimately, Dokkan is a team game, and if you don't have units to fill out the other 5 slots on the team, then it doesn't matter if you pull, you know, Big Daddy Super Saiyan 3 Goku. So when would I pull on a banner? This follows genuine gacha principles, which is that 1, the unit itself needs to be good. 2, the unit it's featured with needs to be good. And 3, it needs to not be competing for that slot with a bunch of other terrible characters. As of right now, this character is going to EZA, and he's probably one of the best characters in the game, period. This character has fallen off. This character has fallen off. This character has fallen off. This is nothing, 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 nothing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 units here are complete whiffs. If you pull on this banner and you do not hit them, you have missed the boat. That's pretty steep in this game where stones are not raining from the sky, let's say. However, Dokkan does offer these special pulls a lot of the time for its big celebrations. Summon 3, get 1 free is great value for 150 stones. As well, Global specifically had discounts this time around, which JP didn't get. When the sync comes, we'll see if we keep those or if they're shared, but at any case, discounts are almost always worth doing if the banner has premium units on it. If the banner has this Goku on it, this great banner unit, and this character who's going to EZA, and it's a discount banner, it's almost always worth trying. If the banner is just regular 50 stone grabs, you really want to play towards your outs, which is, again, free pulls every 3, or a ticket system reward during the anniversary. For a very long portion of time in Dokkan, you will be using a team comprised of almost entirely free-to-play characters, starting with this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. This is Team Ginyu Force, and they are farmable throughout the week on any account. There's no entry limit. It is simply farm these through attempts and get them done. While some people might say, well, you don't really need them, you know, you can just summon on a banner and use the units you pull. It's true. During the 9th anniversary specifically, I started up a JP account on my phone, and I was able to beat every single legendary EZA in the game with purely the units from the 9th anniversary. That said, it's still good to have these free-to-play characters that you can just buoy an account with. There are so many stones waiting for you if you can beat the story, get in on some challenges, do some Z events, and do some EZA battles. While you're waiting for the 9th anniversary to start, say you wanted to start in advance so you could make good use of these stones coming in the next 2-ish months, I would suggest farming the Ginyu Force. Of course, the secondary free-to-play team is the Bardock group, and they are just as good, just as valuable. This Bardock recently got his EZA, I believe, and for the first, I want to say month or so, this was probably the team I used the most, just going through various content, collecting stones. And as closing number 10, this will be the final thoughts for this video. Do your story mode, it'll give you a ton of stones. I believe last year a YouTuber by the name of Donut Master did a count, and the stones were at about, I want to say 1,500. That was a full year of story mode releases prior. You could be looking at anything between that 1,500 to 16, 17, 18, 19, 2,000 stones just from doing your story mode. As well, we have a few things on the dash that are going to be useful to you. Ultimate Clash is a bit later game. You need a box to do Ultimate Clash functionally. There's just not enough room, not enough characters going into these teams, and they become so hyper specific that if you do not have an account that just has a bunch of these hangers around, you won't be able to clear Ultimate Clash fully. That said, I'm still using the Ginyu Force here. I'm still using Team Bardock here. These characters that are free to play don't go away simply because you pull units. You will never pull enough units to overcome some of these dips in your account, especially if you're not a whale. Secondarily, you can go to your event list and start looking at missions and such attached to each of these. Even I haven't gotten them done. My account's only a year old and I've been slacking, but Ultimate Red Zone is going to be your late game content. Don't worry too much about hitting this until you have a single solid team. That said, you can clear every single red zone in the game with the 9th anniversary characters. If you want to start before the 9th anniversary, don't pull anything leading up to it, come back on the day the 9th anniversary banners drop and summon, you'll be able to clear every single red zone listed here, including the 9th anniversary content itself. This is late game, and you don't really need to worry about it. Things like Infinite Dragon Ball History are stone sponges, while you'll still need teams that could beat this content. The barrier for entry is much closer to an enhanced quest stage. Same with things like Fighting Legend Vegeta and Fighting Legend Goku. That said, these do prove difficult enough for newer accounts, and you'll still spend a good amount of time just trying to chip through them. Boss rush is what it is. Again, the 9th anniversary characters will blitz these stages, but these take a long time. However, they are a wealth of stones. If you look here, 35 per. About 40 per, in fact, at times as well, because it's just, some of these say 20, some of these have like a 5 here. You will get an insane amount of stones every time they drop a boss rush, and before you even get to that point, you're going to be looking at thousands of stones, I believe, come just this one. Last but not least, Z battles are type specific, category specific. That said, the 9th anniversary characters, once they come, will be able to blitz this content. Time limit. If you're not using time limit, these bosses will hit harder and be more difficult to kill. That said, the legendary battle EZAs need you to be using the legendary power link, a link that is possessed by every single legendary rarity card. That means if you take 9th anniversary beast into this content, you will be able to smother it, because he's going to hit so hard that he instantly kills basically every single EZA legendary boss, meaning you will be collecting 35 stones or so every single time you clear one of these to level 11. Very important to do. Again, another stone farm that is huge for when your account is early on. And again, though these are meant to be category and link specific or so on, the ones that say legendary take full damage from your legendaries. So 9th anniversary power creep legendaries that you pull on later will crush these fights, basically one-shot them, including characters like the Goku and Vegeta, who are easy aid, dodge on their first turn, basically can't be killed by these characters anymore, this outdated content. For now, this has been a very, let's say, off-the-cuff recap of things in Dokkan you need to know. If you enjoyed it, hit me up, man. Peace.